Yo guys, it's Dictaturen with you today, and we have a SF1L league race in Portimao, Portugal, which is a very interesting track, as if you all race there, you know it's quite sketchy when it comes to the track limit, and it's quite often can just stick on a couple of warnings for leaving the track once, sometimes even 3-4 warnings, as we saw in the Division 2 race last Wednesday. As I think Per Roger, he got 4 warnings for one track extension, which isn't really right. As you can see, I'm in Q3 and it's a rainy qualifying for once, which is going to be very interesting, of course, as it's been quite some time since I saw rain in qualifying. And also it's very interesting when it comes to this track in particular, as when you practice you normally go on the dry tires, and I have just practiced on dry tires around here, but I haven't practiced too much. I just started practicing this Sunday when the race was. So yeah, I've been doing some exciting things. I'm gonna talk about that soon, but I'm just gonna let you in right now on what's happening. I'm doing my second lap in a row because I did have fuel and I felt like the track was gonna be grippier after my first run. And you can see on the Delta I'm already 6/10 up, so I'm gonna smash my time, and Essan set the benchmark of 1:26.6, so that's the time to beat right now. I'm gonna jump back now and talk a little bit what I've been doing this weekend, as it's quite big. I went to Race of Champions, as you might have seen if you've seen my videos, and I got to see Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher, and also Jarno Opmeer and Lucas Blakely and Mika Häkkinen, David Coulthard. A bunch of people. Also saw Jamie Chadwick, and it was an amazing experience to see all these great F1 drivers. And I'm still a little bit starstruck. I never got to talk to any one of them, but I got a really close look. But now jumping back into the action, you can see DRS enabled when it's 3 minutes to go. And I just there went in and did some tweaking so I could have a better setup for this wet qualifying. So I pitted for a new set of inters, and it just backfired completely. So right now I have to rush back into the pits and also reconfigure my setup once again, and put on a slick set of soft tires. And this is gonna be awkward because you can see on the time it's 2:37 seconds left of the session, so I'm gonna have to rush it, and I'm not sure I'm gonna make it. I'm telling my teammate for the day, Noel Carman, who you might have seen in my SRL videos, that I will have time, don't worry, I will have time. But as you can see right here, I am on my soft tires and the track is completely dry almost, and it's 7 seconds to go. Not gonna make it, which is unfortunate. But right now you can see all the other guys had that dilemma as well, and I think, as far as I knew there, only Noel was on the soft tires. And you could also see that Splashy got disqualified after being in reverse for too long, which is interesting, but not really much he can do. We're gonna follow Noel now, who did manage to get out in time, and he is on the soft tire. Neon did set the fastest lap 1:18.8, which is 8 seconds faster than the Inters, but Noel is coming in, and he's gonna set the 1:18.4, which is gonna put him on pole position. And I got upgraded to a P3 after Splashy got disqualified, because he was ahead of me just there. So coming onto the grid, we are in P3 and Noel ahead of us in P1, and Neon is in between us in P2. Obviously the goal right here is to get ahead of Neon as quick as we can, so maybe Noel and I can just drift away and create a gap big enough so Neon isn't gonna be able to get within the DRS, and therefore me and Noel, if we can just trade the DRS every now and then, we're gonna be able to save our boost, which is gonna be huge. But now the starting sequence is on, and we have 5 lights, and away we go, and we are getting somewhat decent of a start, but Neon is smashing this. He's already up in P1, Noel in P2. We're gonna cover the inside, Essan is on our outside. We're gonna see if we can do it side by side, and we can. Now we're gonna cover the inside between ourselves and Noel. Essan is coming around the outside again, and Wolfwalk is squeezing us, and we are sideways, while Essan is just quite simply pushing us there as a passenger. This is not how we intended to start the race. In last place, P20. We can see we're getting past Memento, who is just sitting there, and yeah, I have some catching up to do, and you can see on the minimap the leader cars are still really ahead. It's already a gap between Neon and Noel. We are getting past some people who have spun Timpish and Paradise, and we have Sylt Pankaka, lovely name, it's jam pancakes in Swedish. So we know the history there, but I am gonna be able to stick with him, and yeah, I am in P17 now when things settle down. Gonna look on the inside on Sylt Pankaka, but the move is not on, and we are gonna see, are we gonna be able to get better traction out of here, because he is on the medium tire, and we're gonna squeeze in between him on the inside, and we are in P16, and Essa now ahead of us. Regarding the incident, I didn't know what happened really. Very confused how I ended up in that situation, as it was two people and I thought maybe Essa moved across, maybe it was a glitch that I was an AI, or what could have happened, I had no idea. But Wolfhawk was in the mix and squeezed in between us, and you're gonna see on the replay that I'm gonna show right now that it's very tricky, as Vetter very kindly gave us this POV. So we're gonna see, coming into the third corner, I think it is, Wolfhawk is squeezing in between Essan and myself, and it's just very hard to judge. Vetter, though, with a P3 is gonna happily take that, but you can see in slow motion I am ahead, and Wolfhawk and Essan are fighting for position, and still seeing this replay, I'm not really sure how to judge it. In my mind right there, I was sure nothing wrong was happening, because I thought Essan was the one who clipped me, and Essan is a very clean driver, so I'm very confused, but I wasn't thinking too much on it. I was just thinking mentally, you know what, I can get ahead, I just need to drive safe and clean and still pretty much on the limit, because otherwise I'm not gonna get ahead of anyone. You can see I am side by side with Oye, as all of us got ahead of him. He is leaving the space for us to get through, so fair play to him. Now Essan ahead of us. We're gonna look on the inside, but the move is not on. We're gonna still hang around the inside and see if we can get the switch back done, but we're getting a moment and it's not gonna happen. Gonna turn off our ERS. Around here, you don't wanna be burning all of it, because the second you're out of it, you're gonna lose it, and Essan has to move sideways, because I think he outbraked himself, or if Chicken Sucker braked early. So he had somewhat of a moment and had to avoid a collision, so I'm happily gonna take P14. Hopefully Essan can stick with me and the DRS, because he's a very quick driver, and it's a reason he is very highly up there on the Drivers' Championship. Chicken Sucker ahead of us. We want to make the move done on the start-finish straight. I really don't want to try and force anything before that, as it's just gonna lose time for both of us. So we're gonna see, because DRS is activated, we are on lap 3, and we are looking to get this move done. And look on the minimap, Noel managed to get ahead of Neon, and also I think out from his DRS, so I guess Neon had some kind of moment, because he's very quick, and yeah, but so are both of those guys. Getting past Chicken Sucker now, and we are 3 seconds to Dole, which will be very interesting. You can see Chicken Sucker is looking to make the move on me, but I am parking my car in the middle of the track, making it very difficult for him to find his way through. And I'm gonna use my ERS now, so he is not gonna see any moment to overtake me, and through the last DRS section of this track, we are ahead of him by quite big enough of a gap for me to be able to push through. Coming up to lap 5, we did manage to get within the DRS of Dole, and it's still like 2.4 seconds to Revolt in P10. So not really sure what happened, maybe Dole, something happened, but I really want to make this quick, so I'm gonna go for the inside of Dole. Let's see if he's gonna leave us the space. He is. I think he just lets us go there. We're gonna get the traction out of here so he doesn't find something, but we do have big enough of a gap. And now we have our sights set on Revolt, who is on the medium tire, and somewhere about 2 laps from now, it's gonna be the switch, so the medium tires is gonna be faster. We're on to lap 8. I really need to get ahead of these cars as fast as I can. We have Revolt and Grenade Goran in mediums on P8 and P9. Not really sure about the scoreboard, because I think I'm in P11 or something now. It was glitching a lot this race, but not really concentrating too much about that. We're using our DRS, but not the boost. We don't see the move right here, and I don't want to fight him too hard because I don't want this DRS train to evaporate. So we're gonna see now we're P11 now, P10 on Revolt, and onto the second DRS straight. Are we getting the traction? We are, and we see we have a little bit of a gap, so we can make this move work. We're gonna dive in on the inside, and he leaves us the space. We're gonna leave the space back on the outside for him, but he's not finding the traction out of the corner, and we are in P10, and now Grenade Goran ahead of us, and we really need to make that gap quick. You can see Splashy ahead of him on soft tires, so I'm pretty sure right now the switch is about to happen where medium tires are gonna be faster. So if I can get ahead of Grenade Goran now instead of maybe from 2 laps from now, it's because then it's gonna be pretty much impossible. So I need to close this gap now. We are very close to Grenade Goran now, so the move is gonna be on, but probably not on the start-finish straight. We're gonna see how we're gonna get the traction out of here. It's decent, but Grenade Goran gets a better exit. However, he is extending, so he gets the 3-second penalty. Like I've said before, it's very easy to get around here. We're not gonna use boost here, I think. Revolt is not looking for the move, so we're just gonna sit back and see what's gonna happen ahead. If they're gonna fight, they're not. So we are in the middle of this DRS train right now, and we don't want to be stuck here. We're gonna see now if we can get something happening on this second DRS straight. We are getting a very good exit, but the gap just isn't there, so this is looking very tough for us. So we are gonna see if we can make something happen sooner rather than later, as we're gonna skip forward now to the start of lap 11, and yeah, right now the medium tires are gonna be a little bit quicker, but it's still 50-50, so I really need to make this move happen very fast. So I'm preparing my exit by going a little bit wide so I can get higher speed through here. I am really getting the traction I need. I am close enough for a move. Grenade Goran is looking to defend, so he is in the middle of the track, but I'm gonna do the same thing and dive on the inside. Gonna leave him some space, but it's a slight squeeze. Still ahead. Clean move from my position at least. And now Splashy ahead on soft tires. And same here, I want to get ahead of him, but we are in the pit stop window. So we're gonna see, we are now on lap 12 and still behind him in the DRS train. Hopefully I can get past him very soon, because I want to be able to make the choice to pit before him. As if he wants to pit, which should be right from here or 3-4 laps to go, I want to be ahead of him. So he's gonna have to make the decision to either follow me into the pits or do the undercut. Because my pace around here is very good. You can see I'm looking a little bit on the outside, but Splashy is defending hard, and we are still behind him. And I think right now P5 is accurate. A lot of guys pitted, so we are not effectively in P5, but we're in a very good position. You can see Svas, he is 2.7 seconds ahead of us with a 3-second penalty. We're gonna see how these penalties are gonna affect the race. I'm doing everything I can to stay on track, and I'm not quite sure right now. I think I am without a warning. Maybe I am on 1 warning, but if you go out wide once, you're gonna, yeah, that warning is gonna be like 2 or 3 warnings, so I really need to stay on track. I don't want to gamble anything. 64% on my tires. Let's see if Splashy pits. He doesn't, so the move is on right now. I'm using my boost. Gonna activate the DRS, turn off the boost now, because this move should be quite simple. He is not fighting it. He's giving us the position. Maybe he's wanna fight it on the second DRS straight. We did get a very good exit from there, so we're gonna see if we can prepare our exit so we can get a good traction. He is 4 tenths back, and now he's 5 tenths back, so the move is officially done. And right now I just need to manage to stay ahead, so the option is gonna be mine for when to pit and force Splash into either making the undercut or sticking with me and following me into the pits. And right now I am on around 70%, so I am choosing to box. You can see 73% even, so I'm very close to puncture territory. Gonna go into the pits and really don't want to get a speed limit thing there, but I don't. But Svas does. He gets a 5 seconds coming into the pits, which is very good for my race. Because those 5 seconds are basically guaranteed that they won't be removed, because you never know about the 3 seconds. He could have went wide and gotten 4 or 5 warnings. So now at least I know he has 5 seconds he's gonna have to serve, so I am effectively ahead of him, but I also of course want to be able to get ahead of him on track as fast as I can. Getting somewhat of a moment coming out from that awkward pit exit. I really wish that was made differently, because it's impossible to get out next to someone, and luckily for me I was alone coming out of there. So right now the job is to chase down Swas, and skipping to lap 16 and to 17 we are within his DRS. So we're gonna see if we can make anything work here. We do set the fastest lap 1:18.8, which is probably not gonna stick, so we're gonna see what happens. Wolfhawk is having somewhat of a moment, and Svas, I don't know what's happening there. I'm cutting in on the inside, and we make the move somewhat done, but he is still fighting us, so we're gonna leave him the space on the inside if he wants to follow through, but he backs out. Very smart from him. Now he's on DRS, and I'm gonna use all of my ERS here to stay ahead. I am gonna close the inside, but he finds the gap and goes for the move. I'm gonna do the switchback, and I do manage to get ahead as I have the traction. He goes a little bit wide, and that was dream move. Was very happy about that move. It was clean racing from both of us. He went very deep, but he found the gap which I was trying to close, and yeah, fair play to Svas. But yeah, that was an amazing move. You can see it's 1 second to Wolfhawk around there, so I really need right now to push so I can get the DRS on him, because I don't want Svas to find overtake. But you can see we're also a second back to him, more than a second now. Gotta see, we are just hitting the DRS on him, but Svas finds the exit as well and gets some time back on us. So yeah, this is looking very good. We obviously want to get ahead of Wolfhawk as quick as we can, because he is on those hard tires which should be slower than ours right now. And yeah, I want to get ahead of him so I don't get held up. You never know what the penalty situation is up ahead. So I'm in a very good position after being in P20 in the first lap. Right now in P8, and I do think we have some guys up ahead of us who are on the 2-stop strategy, which yeah, we're just gonna find out where we eventually are. We do have Vetter in P5 who are on the soft tires, and it's very difficult to make, I don't know, 15 laps on them, and he probably put some more laps in on them as well. So I think Vetter is gonna have to pit. Nonetheless, he has those 3 seconds, and those softs would be dead around 10 laps from now, so I do think we will find the time to get past him. But right now we can't think too much about that, as we have Wolfhawk ahead of us, and we are gonna get DRS on him. Svas is still within our DRS, it looks like, and we are gonna make this move done on the start-finish straight. Very easy to overtake. Wolfhawk is not gonna look to defend, and we are in P7, and yeah, I'm very happy about where I am. When something like that happens, it's just about getting into the right mindset. It's very early on, everything can happen. You can get a safety car or whatnot. Even if you get damage, you can't give up. And when that happened, I think I had the absolutely perfect mentality for it, because I think normally I would be very upset and try to blame someone and get hot-headed and make silly mistakes. And this time I was basically saying to Noel, you know what, it doesn't matter, I'm just gonna push through and see what happens. At least it's gonna be good content, you know, because maybe I can make some good overtakes, or maybe something controversial is gonna happen. So Chicken Sucker retires from the race. I don't know which name is the best, if it's gonna be Sylt Pankaka or if it's gonna be Chicken Sucker, but I do think Chicken Sucker has the edge on the best name in this grid. You can see we didn't manage to get out of the DRS from Wolfhawk, and we're gonna skip now to lap 23. He's still within our DRS. Svas is completely out from here, so you can see on the fuel I was pretty much 0 laps left, and you burn fuel a lot on Portugal, and I'm not interested anymore into trying to get out from this DRS. So I'm gonna be looking to switch positions, which is something that's pretty hard to do without losing time. So I'm trying to signal right now to Wolfhawk by doing somewhat of a swirl to get past. I'm gonna go very, very wide. I'm gonna brake late and gonna see if I can just stick behind him here. He's a little bit slow on the exit, but he picks up the pace, and we are now into P4, which is accurate. So right now Wolfhawk is on the podium, but I really need to start saving some fuel. So I'm gonna show you basically what you do. Whenever there's a DRS, you just lift and follow through, and it's rinse and repeat from there. Lift and stick with them, and you can find this in very different spots. Also in here, lift, and yeah, if you underfuel, it's not a disaster, but you have to stop pushing. So I think you get the point now. But if you're new to the game or whatnot, you know, just get behind someone, use DRS to your advantage, lift. As simple as that. And eventually you're gonna be in a much better position regarding fuel, as I am right now. We are on lap 29. The battle for P1 or P2 is pretty much gone. So I am in a battle for P3, and I did manage to stay within Wolfhawk's DRS as well, which is very good, as his tires, they're gonna have an advantage on mine right now. But I don't want to stick around there anymore, so we are gonna go for the move. The ERS is activated and DRS. He is leaving us the space, so he's not looking to fight it, which is wise from him. So we're gonna see if we can stay ahead of him and not make anything happen for him. We're gonna go very narrow into there and show him that there isn't a move on the inside that's gonna happen. We're gonna look back. He is close enough to make a move, so we're gonna have to use all our boost once again. And we are safe through the second DRS straight. And right now it's just about pushing, so I'm trying to now use all my boost to create big enough of a gap so he's not gonna have, which is something of a free overtake on the start-finish straight. I'm pushing a little bit too hard, so I'm having somewhat of a moment, but I am now half a second ahead, more than half a second, and I'm gonna go wide here to get a better traction and better exit. A tip from myself is do not follow the racing line through that corner. You really want to go pretty much straight and brake and then turn and get, like, you gain probably a tenth on the car behind. And you can see now I'm 1.1 second ahead of Wolfhawk, so this really worked in my favor. It's a P3 right now, and it looks like it's just something that I'm gonna ride home eventually. I'm getting a personal best as well of a 1:18.2, which pretty much showed I had a lot of time in myself there, but I couldn't push anymore. You can see that Neon gets a 3-second penalty, and it's 1.5 lap to go. He is 3.8 seconds ahead of myself, and the race is on. I didn't expect this to happen, as I was sure in the race that it was gonna be a pretty settled P3, but Neon has an error, and I am sure both of us are sweating our balls off. So we are gonna push for everything we got, but unfortunately around here, if you push too hard, you're gonna lose the car. So I need to find the proper balance to do so. I have only 20% of ERS to play with, and I am also somewhat low on fuel still, so I can't push too much. We're gonna see. I'm really trying to carry the speed through these couple of corners, and I am managing to do so, but you can also see Neon is 3.6 seconds still ahead of me, so I'm sure he has a lot of more ERS to play with than I have. And you can see on the straight now, are we gonna lose time or are we gonna gain time? It is pretty much stalemate around here, so I'm guessing he runs a slightly lower downforce setup than I am, because he wasn't gaining enough time that the boost was gonna be a thing. So coming into, I think, turn 3, I'm not sure, could be turn 2 as well, but you never know. And we are still 3.5 seconds, so we are getting there, but it is the last lap, and I have only 0.05 laps of fuel left, which is very difficult, so I'm gonna have to push, but still not push too hard, and try and maximize the advantage I can get from my ERS. We are now 3.3 seconds from him, and it could still happen. We're gonna see. Are we gonna get this moved on and get into the P2? Looking difficult, 3.3 seconds. It's pretty much gonna happen if he makes a mistake. Otherwise, it's gonna be very difficult. So we're gonna see. We're really trying to carry the speed, but we're getting a moment on the exit. He's 3.2 seconds now. Is he gonna make a mistake on this exit? He's 3.4 seconds, and it's not gonna happen unless he decides to crash into the wall. He doesn't. Did he run out of fuel? He didn't. So I ended up in a P3, but wow. Really sweaty last 2 laps, which I didn't expect. My teammate Noel, who is borrowed in, you could say, gets the win, and with the most silly celebration as always with him. But a P3 after that incident in the first lap, I have to say I'm happy, even though I am sure I would have ended up higher up, because I did have very good pace around here, so I thought to myself that I was gonna win this. But it's racing and shit happens, and Noel gets the win. Very quick drivers, all of these guys. Pat Auger as well, P7, fastest lap of the race. Very well done from him. That's about everything from me. Very exciting race. I hope I'll see you soon again for another league race video, or whatever's gonna come across my mind. Hope you all gonna have a blessed week, and take care, and yeah, see you soon.